I see a lot of children here. I've been asking you to do something all evening. I've been asking you to find my pet donkey, Bray Bradford III, Esquire. Have any of you found him? No? None of you found him? You do? Where did you see him? Wait, well, hold on, Imogen, hold on. Now, I've been looking everywhere for him. I wonder if he's behind these trees back here. Bray? Bray, are you back here? No, I don't see him over there. Have you guys seen him back over where the food is? No? Okay, I'm going to go downstairs. Let's see if I can find him down there, and then maybe we'll find him. Why, hello. My name is Bray Bradford III, Esquire, and my friend Pastor Tim has flown me in all the way from the great state of Indiana. I am so worn out, I am donkey-legged after all of these hours of travel. I have been sleeping all day and all afternoon, but I woke up just to see you children tonight. And I have a question for you. Would you like to hear a story that is very important from the donkey people? Yes? Would you like to hear one? I can't hear you. Yes? Maybe a little louder. A little louder? Can I hear you? All right. Well, tonight I would like to tell you about the story of Lottie, the donkey who carried Jesus. There once was a donkey named Lottie who wanted more than anything to be a beautiful horse. Every day, Lottie would look at the horses of the Roman soldiers who lived in her town and wish that she could be one of them. She would dream of one day carrying someone important, like a general or a king. She thought to herself,
"If only I was a beautiful horse, then I would march through town with the king or queen on my back, and everyone would see me, and everyone would admire me. If only I had not been born the servant of a lowly carpenter, then I would matter. Then people would see me, and then I would be happy."
You see, Lottie was the donkey of a Jewish carpenter living in the land of Israel. Her master was a kind man, an honest man, but he was not an important man. His name was Joseph. Often Joseph worked for the Roman soldiers in the land of Israel, making waterways and roads. His faithful donkey, Lottie, helped him as best she could, but Lottie was getting older by the day, and the work was getting harder by the moment, and Lottie felt very sad because she thought to herself,
"I will never be important. I will just be the ugly donkey of a poor carpenter."
In those moments, Lottie would begin to cry, not human tears, but donkey tears. And donkey tears are the saddest tears of them all. Life went on like this for a long time, working hard and dreaming of a better life, until one day Joseph rushed into Lottie's stall and said,
"You will never believe what happened last night, Lottie. An angel of the Lord appeared to me in a dream and told me that my fiancée Mary would have a baby by the power of God, and that he would be called Emmanuel, which means God with us, and that he will save his people from their sins. And he told me that I am to marry her and raise the child with her."
Joseph was speaking so fast, and Lottie was so tired from the work of the day before that she could hardly understand. Now, when donkeys are deep in thought, they often freeze their bodies, and they stare off in the distance and think slowly and thoughtfully and carefully. Children, a practice more humans should get in the habit of doing.
"Mary is such a nice woman. She pets me on my cheek and feeds me hay and never calls me names like the other animals. We are so lucky to have her around. But what can this mean that she will have a baby by the power of God? And what does it mean that his name will be Emmanuel, God with us? And how can a baby save Israel?
Lottie thought and thought. You see, children, when you see a donkey standing in a field, they are probably deep in thought, and it's often best to just leave them alone.
I got it. When I was a young donkey, I remember taking Joseph to the synagogue and hearing about a coming Messiah, the King. I can't believe it. Mary is going to give birth to the King of Israel. Finally, I will get to carry a king, and everyone will know just how special Joseph and Mary are. And most importantly, they will remember me. They will give me a nice bridle and a comfy stable to rest in. Oh, how blessed we are. Mary will give birth to a king.
Many months went by after the dream, and the child in Mary's womb grew and grew. Lottie would often stand near Mary. She didn't know why, but she just wanted to be close to her and the child, to keep them warm in the cold winter, or to protect them from a mean goose that might waddle by. When the time for Mary to give birth drew near, Joseph told Lottie that he and Mary would be taking a long journey to the town of his birth, Bethlehem. Joseph did not give a reason, and Lottie did not ask for one, because in her heart of hearts, Lottie thought she knew why they would be going to Bethlehem.
There must be a palace there, and there must be a huge parade to welcome the coming Messiah. And Mary and Joseph will get to live in the palace and raise the king who will rule over the whole earth. And at last, I will get to carry a king into a city.
So they went off on their journey. The whole time, Lottie couldn't wait to get to Bethlehem, to see the palace that was waiting for them, and her new bridal, and her new stable, and the parade that would be waiting for them. But when Lottie and Mary and Joseph went into the city, nobody was there to greet them. In fact, Joseph and Mary were turned away from every inn in town. Nobody seemed to know that the Messiah had come.
How dare they? An angel of the Lord himself told us the Messiah was going to be born of Mary. So why has no one come out to greet us? Where is our parade? Where is our palace?
Lottie walked on and on, trying to find a place for Mary to rest, but not a single room was open to them.
Joseph, we must get inside quickly. The baby is nearly here.
Even though Lottie was very sad and disappointed, she still loved Mary and Joseph, and she was determined to find them a nice warm place for Mary to give birth.
I know where we can go. We could go into the stables behind the inn. I saw them when we walked by. They looked dry, and there was a fresh bale of hay in the manger. We could go in there. The king rejected by mankind will happily be received by us.
What are you doing, Lottie? There may be another inn across town. We need to walk the other way.
But Lottie paid no attention to Joseph and began to stubbornly walk to the stable. She knew that Mary was going to give birth at any moment and that she needed a place to lie down immediately. When they got to the barn, Mary safely gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Lottie had never seen someone or something so beautiful. There was something different about this child. She went up to him and bumped him with her nose and gave him a good sniff of approval, the way us donkeys do.
Oh, well, maybe I'm not meant to carry a king through a city. Maybe I'm just meant to be a humble donkey. After all, if it wasn't for me, Mary would have never gotten here. The baby would have been born in the wilderness and he might have died. Isn't he beautiful, Jolly Lottie? He will save us all. The angel told me so. Look how he smiles at us, as if he knows he has been sent to deliver his people.
In that moment, Lottie knew that this was the king foretold long ago. But she also knew that this king would not rule the world through the shedding of blood, but rather through humility and meekness. And Lottie was happy, for she knew that the king that was born in Bethlehem would save his people from their sins, not through acts of might, but through being a humble servant. This, Lottie thought, was a very different kind of king.
What kind of king is born in a stable? Not a great conqueror, not one who seeks to be served. No, a king born in a stable will be a servant. what a good king he will be. I guess if being a servant is good enough for him, then it's good enough for me. Though the crows and the birds and the goats didn't see me carry this king, that's okay. I am happy just to serve him.
Lottie stared at him just a bit longer, proud to be a donkey. That night she slept well in the stable with the King of the universe, the humble King, Jesus. What are you guys clapping about? I couldn't find him. I went to the basement. I looked all over the basement. I looked outside. Have you guys seen him? Have you seen my friend Bray? You did? Oh, he's such a rascal. He must have snuck up here when I went downstairs. Well, I guess I missed him. Now we all get to join together and sing Christmas carols and hear the story of the birth of Jesus together.